Hello, all benders and non-benders, and welcome back to Avatar Generations. Today, we have a brand new, powerful opponent event focused on getting us a brand new Earthbender, and with events focused on Earth Army heroes. So, of course, as per usual, we do have some freebie loot here, a total of 5 of these powerful opponent tickets, never a bad thing, and a small number of nature stones, and all that jazz that goes with it. So, we're going to take a look at first off the event quests, which are very generous this time around, and of course the summoning banner that we have. Now, taking a look at the event quest, the defensive position event. Taking a look at this here, we of course have this new little currency item, always fun, and then you will immediately notice this set of quests is focused on Earth Army heroes. Now keep in mind, that's not the same as Earth Element. This is specifically focused on Earth Army heroes, so characters like the Earth Kingdom Defensive Soldier. We have some just for upgrading and ascending, and then we have some interesting quests here. A lot of these quests do actually give Peace Chaos Summon tickets, but to get them, you have to play in Arena with these Earth Army faction heroes. Now, thankfully, the Earth Kingdom Defensive unit is actually pretty decent if you do build him to just be a brick wall. He's actually pretty good, and you can even get a few from the event shop, which we'll talk about in just a second. So this is certainly possible, but if you are in higher level Arena, you might find yourself in a little bit of a difficult spot with this, but if you build him up, you really just jack up his bulk and turn him into a brick wall, you can still get this done, and then just kind of be smart with which battles you're picking with that, so you don't lose a huge amount of rank from losses if you are playing, because there's versions of this quest where you have to play Arena, and then there's versions of the quest where you do actually have to win the battles while using those Earth Army faction heroes. So kind of something to keep in mind there. It can be a little bit tough, but if you're careful, if you're kind of picky with who you fight, you can get it done. We do have some Nature Stone quests here, some very generous Nature Stone quests for inflicting knockdowns, inflicting the Earth element. If you have anybody with the Earthbender attack type where they just always inflict the element, you'll find this to be very easy. More quests here. If my math is correct, I believe we get somewhere around 18 total Peace Chaos tickets, which is kind of huge actually. Not bad at all if you're trying to get Dragon Dancer Zuko, or if you're like me and you're saving for Moonslayer Zhao and Princess Yue. Good stuff to keep in mind here. This one down below, of course, is the one that gives the most. It gives a total of 6 when you complete them both. But this is the one that's really going to be a bit of a stonewall, because you have to win a ton of arena battles. But we do have 2 weeks, so get to it. Stick in that Earth Kingdom Soldier wherever you can, and just plow through and do your best. This one is granting barrier and then granting regen. Once again, something that the Earth Kingdom Soldier can do very easily, as well as, to an extent, the new character that we'll be discussing very soon. And then, of course, just spending powerful opponent tickets. That's pretty standard. And then completing adventures with Earth Army heroes. Again, very standard. Now, as you complete these quests, you will be getting these Earth coins. So what can you buy with the Earth coins? Well, first of all, we do have a brand new 4-star relic, always fun. And this one actually increases the defense of the caster by 25% for 1 turn when entering a positive stance or state. This will play very well with a lot of Earthbender characters, as a lot of them enter positive states, including the brand new character, as we will see very soon. We do have this item here, always good for some free ascension materials, some candles, never a bad thing. And then we actually do get 2 copies of the Earth Kingdom Soldier here, which is very cool. So yeah, not bad at all. We do also want to take a look very briefly at the event shop here, not the event shop, the summon shop, see if there's anything featured there. Because sometimes there is, looks like there's nothing this time around, so that does keep it easy. So, now that we've looked at those event quests, let's take a look at the brand new powerful hero, Captain Bo Quinn. So this guy is a defensive Earthbender character, and if we take a look at him here, of course we have him and a new relic, defensive character, Earth Army, Earth Kingdom, and a officer. I don't know if we have any relics on officer, but I don't think we do. Taking a look at his basic here, he deals fearless damage, which means he removes a buff and grants himself some random buffs for a couple turns. Deals fearless damage to one enemy, and then actually inflicts the captured state on the enemy. What this does is it basically locks them out of their special abilities and decreases their speed by a decent little chunk. Not the most wild state in not the most wild negative state in history, because it doesn't really stop the enemy, and there's a fair number of heroes who can hit like a truck with their basic, but still not bad at all. Now, if we take a look at his advanced here, this one is actually a supportive support ability. That was a bit redundant, but that's okay. It actually removes one elemental debuff from each ally, and then he gains increased resistance and barrier for one turn. Now, what this basically means is if your allies have an elemental debuff, like let's say they've got, heaven forbid, a rank 3 fire element or a rank 3 earth element, they're taking a ridiculous amount of damage, they're getting stunned. This can actually remove one, and hopefully it would remove that rank 3. So yeah, it can kind of help your allies become much, much bulkier. And then if we take a look at his passive here, enters a fortified stance for one turn and every action if you do not have a rank 2 elemental debuff or higher. So as long as he's not past rank 1 on the debuffs, he's always going to have this stance basically, meaning that he will receive only weak hits and basically just not take as much damage. With weak hits, basically, they have 25% less damage, and you will lose most, if not all, of your accuracy and resistance checks. So you're going to have a really hard time getting elemental debuffs on this guy. So that's pretty cool. Basically just skipping the whole resistance check thing almost completely. But yeah, so that's what this guy has, a very cool defensive hero. And then we're going to take a look at his relic here. This one is surprisingly good. It is actually usable by all Earthbenders, shockingly. And then it increases the damage all Earth element allies deal by 5% at tier 1. Of course, that percentage will go up. I'd take a guess, probably going to go up to like 10%. If I were to take a guess, but might jump by higher increments. But increases the damage of all Earth Element allies by a percentage for one turn when the caster gains a buff. This one is pretty cool, actually, not gonna lie, because the last two we got for powerful opponents were focused on exile heroes, and then Kiwax was focused on pirate heroes, so very specific. This one is extremely user-friendly, being just usable on all Earthbender characters. Not gonna lie, if you're saving on powerful opponent tickets and there was a relic to splurge on, it might be this one because it is pretty good. And of course, in the past, all of the 10 Summon Pity rates gave you both a copy of the character and a copy of the relic. I'm going to assume that it is going to continue with that trend here. So yeah, very cool stuff. And of course, as usual, you can get 10 powerful opponent tickets in the shop for adventure points. So not bad there, not bad at all. So yeah, that's about all we have for today. Some very cool new stuff and some pretty dang good event rewards. So yeah, Hope y'all have enjoyed this overview of this event. Obviously, we will be getting and talking about this character very, very soon. So hope y'all have enjoyed this video, and we shall see you in the next video. Have a good one.